Hello everyone, Positron here with an update video. As usual, I've got Ben Prunty's FTL soundtrack playing in the background just for a little background noise while we talk here. So I have some notes written out, and this isn't scripted, so apologies for any stumbles, but I just want to cover a few things that have been going on channel-wise, and we can see where we're going here. So first of all, where have I been? Past week, uploads have been a little sporadic. The days have kind of been not as consistent as usual. We've kind of been alternating the 9 a.m. slot and the 3 p.m. slot Eastern time. And basically I don't have a recording backlog right now after I finished Mistralia. That was kind of my last major series, so I threw out a couple of Monolith videos. I'm still doing Dragon Quest Heroes 2. And but basically what's been going on is that most of you know that I've been going back to school, kind of on the game design path, and this past quarter has been brutal. is the short version. It was very, very intense. I ended up, we had to do a group project, and I'm kind of the resident old guy when it comes to schooling. So I tend to take on a lot of responsibility in those kind of group projects, so I was really, really overwhelmed, and my sleep schedule has just been terrible. I'm getting like 3 hours of sleep, so on and so forth. The short version is, I want to get everything back on track, but please understand that the past few weeks in particular have been kind of me like resetting everything, getting my sleep schedule back on track. I've got some free time now, so I'm hoping to get the schedule back kind of where it was before, with a little more regularity. As for what I'm doing next, I'm actually not sure yet, and that's where I'm going to leave the question to you to some extent. Like where do I want to go next? I have a ton of retro games I would like to play still, so those are kind of usually served as fillers to an extent, because I always enjoy playing old games. Like Chrysalis on the NES is one that I very much wanted to revisit, or well, visit for the first time really. I've only ever played, I don't know, maybe like half an hour of it way back in the day. Other things on my list for Super Nintendo, games like Zardian, Ogre Battle, Dragon View, the Ignition Factor, Plock, kind of a wide variety of games I'd like to hit at some point. And that's just a small portion of the list, so probably I would not be surprised to see one of those coming up next as a regular series. But we'll see how it goes. So like things that have been going on. First of all, I want to know, how do you like quick looks? I'm doing a lot of those recently, primarily because there's just been a lot of games that are coming out. There's a lot of games that are hitting early access. They're going through Kickstarter, and with the way the channel's been growing, I'm getting a lot more offers and a lot more code emails and things like that. So I've had the opportunity to have a lot more interaction and get a chance to see more of these games. Like this one is Phantom Trigger on the screen right now. Pardon me, had to clear my throat there. Yeah, so that's one. Do you like seeing those? They typically do fairly well on the channel. They've kind of got like a short run to them. They kind of get like a big burst of views and then just kind of die off. Until, maybe like a game release or something like that, people come back and check it out. But yeah, I'd be curious to know, like, do you like that sort of thing? Do you like that format? Let me know. Other things I'm curious about are roguelikes. I'm like a huge fan of roguelike games. Binding of Isaac and more like roguelites, I would say. I haven't really had the time to really dive into like a true roguelike in some time, but I really like the roguelite format that has been kind of popping up. Stuff like Dead Cells, for example. I've been playing a little bit off camera. There was an update recently, so I'm curious, would people want to see more Dead Cells? Would you just like another video showing off some of the new update stuff, things like that? And similar goes for Monolith. Monolith, I'm going to do at least one more video on. That has an update coming down the pipe in the near future, I think. That adds some new weapons, a ton more variety in the rooms and things like that. And I think it's super cool. I've been having a ton of fun playing it. I think it's kind of one of the better roguelike games that's come out recently. It's just it's very raw. It's just good action. It's really fun. There's a lot of like exploration and stuff that goes on. It's just really cool. I think it's really kind of like really boils down the formula to make some good stuff. And there's some rumbling outside. Fantastic. But yeah, so I'd be curious to know like if you guys like that sort of thing. Do you not like seeing roguelikes because they're overplayed, or you just don't like the format, or let me know. I'd be really curious. Another thing I've been playing on the channel is, you can see it pop up in the background there for a second, is Dragon Quest Heroes 2. And that one's been interesting. It's a game that I really enjoy playing. It takes a bit more recording time because those episodes tend to be longer, and I have to do some crazy compression on those. The recordings for those videos end up being like upwards of like 80 gigs. So like they have to go through a re-rendering process, or I should say a lengthy rendering process that you normally don't have to do for a lot of games. So it's been something that like it's required probably the most effort for the least amount of views. I know Dynasty Warriors games aren't everybody's kind of cup of tea, but I've been posting them anyway because I'm playing it, I enjoy it, and what's interesting about it is the viewer retention on it is like super high, because the people that are watching it are watching every single episode like 100%. So that's been kind of interesting to see. So I'd be curious to know like if there are things on the channel that you don't want to watch. Does it bug you to see them up in your subscription feed? You know, is that something that drives you away, or is it just something, yeah, you just pass over it and you'll come back when there's something you're interested in? Other things that are going on, let's see. Streaming. So I have been streaming, it's my address up on the screen there, twitch.tv/positronplays. I've been doing that every Sunday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. We've been playing Dark Souls with The Nerdy Dad, twitch.tv/TheNerdyDad, 2 E's. And he is someone that was kind of, you know, I kind of connected with, and he'd never played through the Dark Souls games before, so we've been kind of doing that as a kind of chill co-op stream. It's been fun. It's been very silly at times, but it's fun. You know, we kind of just like hang out and chit chat, and you know, talk about the game, talk about life, talk about game development, what's happening in the gaming industry, just kind of like whatever, as we kind of make our way through Dark Souls and the silliness that comes with it. So if you're interested in seeing streaming, check that out. Every so often I do other streams too. I did a stream of Kamiko on the Switch, and I did a stream of Artie Lightfoot on the Super Nintendo. I'll pretty much always port those VODs over to, well, at least the solo streams. I always port the solo stream VODs over to YouTube. I haven't been porting over the Dark Souls 2 VODs, only because those they're extremely lengthy, and I found that people weren't really watching them, but people did watch the Kamiko playthrough. They did watch the Artie Lightfoot VOD actually got a ton of views, which was really weird. But yeah, so I think the schedule for that, I'll be basically guaranteed probably doing 9 to 11 on Wednesdays. I will have to be changing my schedule in the near future, so it'll probably be a guarantee at Wednesdays instead of Sundays, but I still might do another day as well. So with that, let me pop my logo back up there. The other thing to talk about is, would you like to see... I mean, first of all, open question, what else would you like to see? I'm always taking suggestions. Oftentimes people leave me game suggestions and stuff like that. And I would say I always check those out. Even if they don't show up on the channel, know that I have checked them out. I have looked at them. Maybe I'm playing them off camera. So I really appreciate that. So if you ever offer me a suggestion, you don't see it come up on the channel, it's not necessarily that I ignored it or I didn't like it or something. It might just feel like it's not a fit for the channel at the time, or I don't have time to record it, or something like that. So, but I really appreciate all those suggestions that come up. And I would say the other curiosity I have is, would you be interested in seeing or hearing about any sort of game development stuff? I'm obviously getting into it right now. And I'm kind of curious to see if people would be interested in looking at what extremely early learning game development looks like. You know, like I'd be willing to put up the project, do a little video on the project I did most recently. It was kind of a first-person puzzle game, a little bit of an escape room thing, very, very simplistic. But I have a lot of thoughts on game development and game design and you know, the process therein and the perception of the public to the process, because I feel like there's been a lot of tension around that, especially recently. And I kind of would like to offer my thoughts on that, but I just don't want to like shove it out there either if people aren't interested. So I'd be really curious to know if people would be interested in hearing me talk about that, kind of get my perspective on it, and things of that nature. But yeah, so I think that covers pretty much everything here. Yeah, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts, questions, whatever, on anything about this. Anything in regards to the channel, anything in regards to what I covered here, suggestions, just whatever in general. I'd love to hear from you. And I really appreciate everybody watching and leaving comments and everything. You guys are awesome. It's always a good time to go into my comment section and see people chit-chatting and, you know, either talking to each other or leaving me comments, things like that. It's awesome. I love it so much. Yeah, so anyway, thank you for watching this. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.